made it so everyone can join. Everyone can join in on the fun. There we go. I won't have to be concerned. You can join. I want to keep my all ages, fun for all ages. That way I don't discriminate. Age discrimination. Albert, hello, g'day. As they say in down under, get there we go. I had to modify this this stream because I did an age restriction, so I made it to where everyone can join, so I don't lose my other subscribers, because some of the other people, they like my videos, they like my shorts. Just give it time, they'll be 18 one day. You look like you're a newer guy or gal. Getting acquainted with new people, my new initiates, or my new subscribers, or they call them subs nowadays. Greetings, subs. I've tried to do this for different time zones. I did one earlier today. Yes, I do remember you. I remember that logo. Thank you for not changing your logo. People are changing their logos and it confuses me. I go, hey, wait a minute. Oh, cool. So you're a loyal subscriber. Okay. G'day. Welcome. Thank you for hanging on there. I had to modify the stream so that everyone can join. We can, now we're all legal, I guess. We're all streamlined, I guess they call it. So I had, somebody was here from the Netherlands. Now you are from Denmark. That's all right. I'm getting that a lot. People are getting busy. Circumstances beyond their control. It's like getting swept up by a tornado or something. We get tornadoes around here. I'm doing okay. I guess I wish the clouds would go away, but you know what? I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again. I'm laughing at clouds so dark up above. There's a sunshine in my heart and I'm ready for love. So let the stormy clouds chase everyone from the place. Come on with the rain, I've a smile on my face. That was in Clockwork Orange. That was part, what was his name? Malcolm McDowell. He started singing, and then, who was it, Stanley Kubrick put it in there. I guess it was really funny when he did it, when he was dancing around and singing. Little Alex. He said that was one of the best movies he had done. Come on, Clockwork Orange. Welly, 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 well. Come with your uncle and hear all proper. Hear angel trumpets and devil's trombones. You are invited. That was pretty fun. He had that walking stick that had a knife in it. I like Road Warrior too. That was a sequel to Mad Max. And then there was Beyond Thunderdome. Greetings from Humongous, ruler of the wasteland, the Ayatollah of rock and rolla. That got me into boomerangs. I was stuck on boomerangs for a while. I was always trying to make boomerangs because that was so cool when that kid threw that boomerang and it chopped that guy's fingers off. I said, man, I got to get me a boomerang. I have Child's Play, the very first one. It's pretty cool to watch. That's a very good movie. Chucky, the original one. The original one. Um, when Chucky was, this guy used voodoo to put himself into the good guy doll. Spell check. Spell check is, people always correct me when I'm spelling things. I rely on spell check. And sometimes there'll be a mistake because I take it for granted. Hey, Riz is spelled thus and so. Because I spelled Riz wrong. Riz is short for charisma. Charisma! He's very charismatic. Charisma, people like charisma. It's getting dark all of a sudden.
Sun time.
It's sun time. Tomorrow is Sunday. Today is Saturn Day. I think the Nordic had that. They named a day after each of their deities. Thor's Day, Frist Day. Wednesday's Day was Odin's Day. Legend Stream. Yes, there have been a lot of Chucky films. I don't like the one where he's AI. I like the one where he has, the guy was taught by a voodoo practitioner, and he used voodoo to get himself into the doll as a temporary hold. I think his name was, I forget the kid's name. This is the end, friend. Wasn't it Danny? I'm pretty sure, I think it was, well, anyways, the little boy, give me the boy and I'll let you live, you hear me? Give me the boy. Yep. I know, the remake, you know what, they did a remake of RoboCop. I liked RoboCop, the one with Peter Weller. And then they had another guy do RoboCop also. I have a copy of RoboCop. Copy RoboCop. Well, thank you, Gerflungus. You may be excused. I release you. You ever watch that Dinner for Schmucks? I release you. I want you to say, I want you to eat my pudding. No, you can eat my pudding. That's how it goes. I want you to say, you can eat my pudding. I'm going to make you do it anyway. That was funny. I like Zach Galifianakis. He says people pronounce his name wrong a lot. It starts with a gal and ends with a kiss. I think his first real gig was Hangover. The Hangover. Okay, cool. Like yesterday. I know. I gotta remember where people come from. This guy was from Denmark. Another guy was from Netherlands. Bill, I think, is in the UK or Great Britain. I think so. If my memory serves me. There was, so I got I'm scrolling through. Today was a pretty long one too. The one I did just before this one, that was like a 2-hour one. I do some singing. I'm trying to make it fun, so that when people get bored, they can always go back over. Correct! That's right. Our friend from across the pond. Britain. I'm English. My heritage, or I guess my genealogy, I'm Norwegian and English and Irish. I guess I'm a mixed match. A lot of people got busy. And then I happened. Congratulations. So that is the Union Jack. That's what they call it. Union Jack. That is the flag. The flag of Britain. The British Empire. The sun never sets on the British Empire. And then we call ours Old Glory. We call our flag in the U.S. the United States of America. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We all have a, it's pretty cool. I've always wanted to go to Britain. I've been watching a lot of videos of the guards, the Imperial Guards. They put up with a lot of crap. People try to touch them. People try to grab them. They try to grab the horse that they're on. It's like, I like reading the comments, that man is an idiot, That was really stupid, Make way for the Queen's God! Make way for the Queen's God! I always hear that. People stand in the way. It's like, come on, the guy's trying to march through. Cut him some slack. It used to be that the Imperial Guards couldn't smile. They couldn't respond. They just stood and they guarded, like Buckingham Palace. It's funny to watch them yell at people. Get back! Get back! Make way for the Queen's God! And it's funny how people always get disciplined, because they don't understand the duty, They're trying to do their duty, and here these idiots come by and try to hug them, try to hold their hand. It's like, the guy has a sword. Leave him alone. That would probably make the news if one of the guards got mad and someone lost their hand or something. That's always funny. Get back! Some of them have those are bear skin. Those hats that they wear, those tall hats, they're made of bear skin. It's like, oh my goodness. They faint a lot because it's so hot sometimes. They still have to dress like that. Oh, thank you. I like that. My favorite. Some people say underrated. I think that's a Canadian saying, underrated. Oh, yes. I'm glad you noticed that. Because I look at people, and if I see they don't have many subscribers, I try to help them out. Maybe that will come back to me one day. Somebody say, this guy is almost at 12th. He's almost at 100 subscribers. He's almost reached. We'll make it 100 or 1,000. That's right. It has to be 1,000 subscribers. Those are pretty lofty goals. It takes a while for some people to get to that point. You heavenly had subscribing. Oh, I know it's hard to write sometimes. There's a lot of typos that happen. But you know what? I'm dyslexic, so it doesn't matter. Oh, you reached 29 subscribers. Hang in there. People get greedy with their subscriptions. It's nothing to do it. It doesn't cost anything. I just subscribe willy-nilly, you know? Willy-nilly. Willy. I like that word, willy. One guy named his mule Fanny. It's like if they only knew what Fanny meant. Or Shaggy. That's my dog's name is Shaggy. It's like you ever watch Austin Powers, you know what shag means. I shagged you rotten, baby, yeah. It's funny the words, like it can make people uncomfortable sometimes. Oh, you have? Yeah. Those are the ones that don't get many. I'm surprised a lot of people who make animal videos, they get all kinds of views. But it's like that, yeah, Adventures of Shaggy. I thought I'd get a lot of views by putting Shaggy on, yeah, that's him. That's our little puppy dog. He had a health check yesterday and he turned out he passed. They gave him some prescribed drug for heartworms and for fleas and ticks and all that. He's been sleeping very well. I think that flea and tick medicine is working. He doesn't have to scratch as much. It's nice. Fleas and ticks and heartworm. So he just has like little fatty deposits. I guess dogs get them. They're like little soft bumps they get on their bodies. I have a website in the description called Kingdom of Pets. Yeah, pet health care. It's weird. Yeah, it seems like they capitalize on our health here in the U.S. Everything is very much um, money. You know, if you don't have money, you can't get good health care. But if you go to the emergency room, they have to take care of you. If you go to the emergency room, they have to take care of you, even if you have no money. It's kind of sad that they place a price on your health, because some people, they can't help it. You know, they have a health issue and it costs money. So it's like, why not have that universal health care? Canada has also universal health care. A lot of people from America are going to Canada to get health care. And Germany. A lot of people go to Mexico. I've noticed that. Some people say, well, I need an operation done. And I got to go to Mexico because it's cheaper in Mexico than it is here. Just inhalers are expensive. And insulin, you know, getting things like that you need. You need, if you're a diabetic, you need insulin. It's not, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, you know. And people have to, hopefully your insurance will cover. That's another thing is insurance companies decide how healthy you are. They decide what treatment you get or don't get, or how much medication you can afford. It's like the insurance companies decide your health. That's sad. I want to be at peak health. And here I am paying $200 or more. $200 American. $200 US. And then they still don't cover all of my medications. It's like, wow. We need universal health care. And then the homeless situation, that's heartbreaking. Some people who are working, they are working all day, every day, and they can barely afford their rent. Rent's crazy. Rent is crazy around here, especially in San Francisco, New York. And it's like, why even bother? You're better off just building a nest. You know, get a bunch of grass, collect a bunch of grass and just make yourself a nest, and then get a blanket so you can, a rainproof blanket or a tarp, so you could be like a cuckoo bird or, an eagle, build like an eagle's nest. But then you need somewhere to plug your phone in. It's so weird back from the pioneer days when we were first settling here in the U.S. or in the Americas. It's like people could just go out and build a cabin. Some cabins are still standing. Some of the cabins that were built during the pioneer days, during the gold rush. There's a lot of ghost towns. That's what blows me away. The ghost towns. People build buildings and then they abandon them. There are a lot of abandoned homes. There were homeless people and there are abandoned homes. That's what makes me crazy. It's like, take those abandoned homes and put people in them. Detroit is kind of like that. Detroit, Michigan. There was a movie called Roger and Me. Have you ever watched Roger and Me? Michael Moore made that documentary where, because they started farming out, I know. I was just talking about that earlier today. How sad it is that they're just, the deforestation. The oxygen levels were much higher when the population was lower. When the Earth's population is as far as the human race, the human race, there are now, they say, more people on the Earth than there have ever been. There are more people on the Earth than there have ever been. And it's like, think of how many trees, trees create oxygen. And right now there are people on oxygen. It's almost like it's not a natural thing anymore. And it's crazy. We don't have much oxygen in the air. And the river Euphrates has dried up. It's like, where the hell did all that water go? Euphrates and the Mississippi River, which was they called it the mighty Mississippi, and the Mississippi River is dried up. I don't know if it's still dry because they had Lake Mead. I think Lake Mead might be coming back because there's enough snow. There's a lot of snow this year in the higher elevations. I think it's the Sierra Nevadas. They're getting pelted with snow. And so now I think the Lake Mead and all these other lakes that are going dry. Lake Allatoona went dry once. Out here in Georgia, Lake Allatoona. That's right. We won't have rubbers. Oh my God. That's a thought. That's a horrifying thought. All those rubbers that people won't have, then the population will boom even more. You know what? You think with all these diseases and accidental deaths, and terminal illnesses, you'd think it would balance itself out. But it's like we're having more sex, I guess. There are some countries that are struggling with their population. They're saying, hey, we're not reproducing enough to replace the people who are dying. We're not able to replace the people who are dying. But then again, some people are just, wow, 5 kids? Do you need 5 kids? Do you need 3 kids? Some places, sometimes it's 9 or more kids. Really? Because there isn't like a cheetah that's going to eat one of them. There isn't like malaria, or, it's like, why do you need so many kids? because those kids grow up and then they have kids. It's like, wow, really? Like this planet's not going to be sustainable. Because if you think about it, really, some places they have population control. You can only have 2 kids. If you have more than 2 kids, well, somebody apologized for something. Oh well, I'll read that later. My apologies. That sounds very professional. So, well, cool. At least I've got some people coming to my streams. I think there needs to be some responsible population. You know, if someone dies, then they can have babies. Yeah, a redback spider could crawl. You know what's scary is rattlesnakes. I hear rattlesnakes like to crawl into your sleeping bag. Some people call them bed rolls. Your sleeping bag. You're out camping, and all of a sudden there is a snake in your bag with you, keeping warm, just trying to keep warm. And if a rattlesnake feels threatened, it's going to bite. That I think would be horrifying, because they say if you see a snake, don't move. Don't move. You don't want to spook the snake. A lot of times snakes are just trying to get away, and then people want to handle them, you know. They're just trying to get away. They want to get away from you, and here you are trying to grab their tail, and that causes a reflex. They say the worst thing you can do is grab a snake behind the head or around the neck. Be careful in the woods. If you want to ask why, then I'll tell you. But I don't want to freak you out. What is it, the tick population? I hear in America there's a certain kind of tick that's really spreading. It's not the Rocky Mountain or the deer tick. You can get Rocky Mountain fever from ticks. That did sound kind of scary. Should I ask? Should I ask? Be careful in the woods. Is there a cabin in the woods? I've seen that movie. I have that movie in my library, Cabin in the Woods. That's a pretty freaky movie. It's kind of like Hunger Games. If you ever watch Hunger Games and then watch Cabin in the Woods, it's other people kind of monitoring what happens and causing things to happen. They say the Truman Show is like that also. The one with Jim Carrey. It's the only one with Jim Carrey. I've been watching a lot of videos of Jim Carrey. He had a rough life in the beginning. His dad was an accountant, I think. And then he lost his job, and then they started to... Oh yes, the trapdoor spider. That too, and also the funnel web spider. I hear that's in Australia. The funnel web spider. Some of those spiders will attack you. They look pretty creepy and they're big. They say the funnel web spider can bite through a toenail. I'm glad I'm not having to encounter those. Just on accident. Could you imagine just accidentally you move your foot? Oh, they like to go into your shoe, I've heard. If you go to put your shoe on, you have to be careful. Don't just put your shoes on. Check to see if there's a funnel web spider in there. There's a lot of plants that are harmful to humans. A lot of plants. There's a tree called the monkey don't climb tree. There's another tree that has a lot of fibers on it. And if you get touched by one of those fibers, you can ache for days. So it's like it's good to know what these trees look like. There's another tree that the seed pod explodes. I think hazelnuts do that. If you're not careful, a hazelnut plant can shoot out hazelnuts. Coconut trees claim lots of lives. Be careful with the coconut trees. Yeah, huntsman spiders. Wolf spiders. I think we have wolf spiders here in the U.S. The brown recluse is pretty pretty dangerous. I think it's called the violin spider also. It has a little violin on its body. Yeah, it's amazing what gets into our homes. Some people find snakes in their homes, rats and mice. I like watching those rat traps. People create rat traps. Like they'll take a 5-gallon bucket and they'll take a Coke can or a series of cans and they'll poke a hole and they'll put peanut butter on the cans, and when the rats climb up and try to eat the peanut butter, they roll into the 5-gallon bucket. Sometimes they use funnels too. There's just a hole and one rat goes in and all the other rats go in to this same hole. Rats and roaches. Cockroaches, the German cockroach is very hard to get rid of. They hitch a ride on your furniture. So if you want to... Not community spiders. There's so many different breeds of spiders. It boggles the mind. There are arachnids. People have arachnophobia. Understandably so. Spiders are really creepy. They say you're never more than 8 feet away from a spider, or something like that. You're always 8 feet away from a spider. Sometimes I'll just look up and see a spider, you know, especially outside. Sometimes inside. There's certain spiders that like to live in your house with you, and they keep down the bug population. I think in China they tried to wipe out the sparrow, and once they did that, they had a big bug problem because the sparrows ate the bugs, and they were just really cruel to sparrows. There was this. Okay, community spiders. It sounds very hospitable. Oh, it's just a community spider. Spiders have 8 eyes. It's pretty interesting. I used to always be fascinated with spiders. How they eat, you know, how they spin webs. You have the orb weavers, the fishing net kind of weavers, you know. They sit in the middle of the web and they wait for something to land. We were talking about bird-eating spiders earlier. That's got to be terrifying. A spider big enough to eat a bird. The poor birdie flies into a web and then the spider eats him. Poor little bird. Pretty bird, pretty bird. I like to watch Dumb and Dumber again. It's been a while since I've seen. How's it going? How's it going, Archie? Arch? You know what? Lions do that too. Lions always want to have their own spring. Arch has joined us. Hello. G'day. I think I already said that. When they say, in Australia, they say g'day. And no worries. They say no worries. Oh, no worries. It's been a while since I've seen Crocodile Dundee. That was a big hit in the 80s. That's not a knife. That's a knife. I have a clip from that movie on my community page. Go to my channel and click on community. That was a pretty interesting. It happened in New York. Right as rain. That's right. Right as rain. I'll be right as rain. Trying to remember some other ones. They say chiz. If they get a compliment, they'll say chiz. Chiz. I'll be right as rain. Bob's your uncle. That was another one. They say knickers. Pants. Pants means and then trousers. Trousers go on over your pants. You put your trousers on over your pants. And knickers hide your fanny. Never say you want to pet someone's dog. There's a lot of words that you have to be careful not to use in certain countries. Good day to you. I think that's good day. I might have to listen to more people talk for Britain. People say I'm a good mimic. I can mimic people. I've had a lot of people say that. Perfect strangers or people who haven't known me for a while. Wow, you're a really good mimic. You could sound just like someone. That's how I crack. Or sometimes when I hear an interesting voice. Some people have really interesting voices, and sometimes I'll mimic their voice. My brother does some of the Family Guy characters. I always like to do Stewie Griffin. Someone's wearing their ovaries on the outside. Cool Whip. Fart gun. That's funny that you refer to it as an instrument, the fart gun. I play harmonica. It's cool. It's really nice to be able to play music. I like being able to listen to music and play it. I think I need to switch my batteries. I got my batteries. I should switch my batteries. I got to recharge them again. There we go. Now we can go for a little longer. Fart gun. Oh, I don't have my fart gun is too far to reach from here. So I think that'll be our tradition. We'll have a traditional fart sound. Fart sounds are our tradition. I think I saw a t-shirt that said, tradition is peer pressure from the dead. That kind of made me laugh. Tradition is peer pressure from the dead. I'm trying to remember what people say. Good Lord, it's been a while. Bangas and mash, fish and chips. That's some of the things they eat in Britain. Biscuits. Here we call them cookies. Cookies? Would you like a cookie? Cookie Monster? I think my favorite Sesame Street character was the Count. 1, 2, ha ha ha. 3, 3, 4, ha ha. I love to count. Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that was pretty funny. They had some puppets. If you watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall, it was a movie a long time ago. He was doing like a show with Van Helsing. I guess Van Helsing is a pipe. Oh, that was a battery operated. Yeah. It was find me somebody to love. Find me somebody to love. Yeah, my mom bought that and then I just decided to videotape it. No, I'll have to look that up. I'll have to do a search for that. The Uncle Jack Show. I remember Benny Hill. Benny Hill was pretty popular. And Monty Python. Everybody knows Monty Python. Even here in the U.S., you know. You must count to 3, no more, no less. Love is thine holy hand grenade at thine enemy, at thine adversary, blowing him into tiny bits in thy mercy. John Cleese has been in quite a few movies. A Fish Called Wanda. There was one called Stroke, I think. It was about a bank heist. Oh, there's so many movies I want to watch again. British Emoji. Oh, there we go. Yeah, fish and chips. You have the Union Jack. What's that other? Old Glory. And then we've got, oh, my mom just came home. She was off visiting one of her friends. So we have a Yo Ho Ho. So anyway, so today's Saturday. I hear in Australia it's already Sunday. They're like a day ahead. You guys are only 5 hours ahead. Well, cool. This is gonna go well. We're getting into dusk here. We go from dawn to dusk. And then there's dawn. And then there's evening. Guten Abend. What is my scariest? Okay, hold on a second. There was scary. You know what? We don't see a lot of, um, mostly around the house. That's what we see when we see spiders. Outside, I guess I haven't really looked. There's quite a few spiders. I've seen black widows. Black widows were very common in California, especially down storm drains. I would see a lot of spiders there. Hello, Scrap. Welcome. I haven't seen, I've mostly seen black widows. Black widows are the spiders that were, and then around here, they're just those little house, I call them push-up spiders. When you touch them, they start jerking, they start bouncing back and forth. They look like they're doing a push-up. What else? Yeah, the black widow, and then there's those others, quite a few other spiders. Oh, a loft. That's right. We're talking about spiders, I guess. We're talking about movies and TV shows, and then we got into spiders. That's always interesting, you know, like they say you're always 8 feet away from a spider. Mostly spiders just try to get away from you around here. Oh, the bigger ones were the orb weavers. We get a lot of orb weavers. There's the ones that do those circular, they do circular webs. Always in October, I always see they're big orange spiders, and they sit in the center of the web. Very big. They're like this big around, legs and all, and they sit in the center of a web. I think that's the biggest one I've seen around here. In North Carolina and Hawaii, there were these black and yellow spiders that were orb weavers, and they were pretty big. Orb weavers. Scorpions was in Mexico. I was told in Mexico there are lots of scorpions. Those things are dangerous. They're pretty poisonous. You don't want to get stung by a scorpion. I think we're pretty safe here in the U.S. Unless you go to Texas. I think Texas has a lot of scorpions there, and spiders and roaches. I think the most thing we see here are squirrels. We see squirrels, we see hawks. I've seen a few hawks around here, and ladybugs. I've seen a few ladybugs. Hawks and Canadian geese. I see Canadian geese. In fact, I'm starting to hear them now. I heard one earlier today. We get ducks here. Ducks, squirrels, and geese, Canadian, and like I said, hawks. I think I've seen some eagles too. The golden eagles. I've got to get my binoculars out so when I see them flying overhead. Me too. I see lots of roadkill. I've seen armadillos. There were some praying mantises. There's also some spiders that are evolving. Praying mantises sometimes look like wasps. You can always look that up too. There's a lot of different kinds of spiders that are coming out now. I guess spiders are starting to evolve, or they're starting to morph, I guess, to adapt, which is quite fascinating. Praying mantises eat hummingbirds. That was horrifying. I guess what they actually catch hummingbirds and eat them. Praying mantises will eat anything. They'll eat lizards. Those Japanese hornets, have you seen those? Those really big hornets? What they do is they catch one of them and they tie a cloth to it and they follow it with a drone to their nest, and then they destroy the nest. That's how they, and also they've been using sticky traps. You can watch that. I think it's called the Japanese hornet. They're a few inches long. They're really big, and they like to attack. Hello, Hunter. So, a quarter of this. Everything's fine. We're all joining. We're all having some conversations about spiders. Let me see. We're eatsy weensy spiders. Sadly, a spider a quarter of the steak of the average grown man went extinct, called the mega. There are a lot of creatures that are extinct now. Just and it's all due to the humans. You know, we're causing a lot of animals to go extinct and threatened. They're either extinct or threatened because of the deforestation. We're getting greedy with the wood. It's like, how much wood do we need, really? I mean, we use gas now. We use oil, you know, to heat. We use electricity. Oh, yeah? Some people don't respond well to spiders. I was talking about arachnophobias or arachnophobics. Some people, they get, if they even see a spider in a book or something, or a picture of a spider, they'll freak out. They're saying a lot of these jungles have giant spiders. G'day, Archie, or Arch. I guess you go by Arch. Two times the size of a human. So a mega Iraqi. So we're still talking about spiders? I've heard a lot about orcas. Orcas actually eat the tongues of whales, and they eat the liver of sharks. Orcas are pretty ruthless individuals. They don't like to be in captivity. One time, a shark had detected an orca, and it swam all the way to Hawaii from where it was. I forget where he was when he started, but he didn't stop swimming until he got to Hawaii. It's like he didn't want his liver to be eaten. That's pretty horrifying. You're alive and your liver's being eaten. Kind of like Prometheus, when that eagle would come and eat his liver, and it would just grow back. Kind of like Wolverine. He just kept regenerating. I guess it's getting close to supper time. I should just bring a bag of sandwiches or something when I do a stream. Just have like a refrigerator, a small refrigerator, so I can put away, eat some pretzels or chips or something. Chips and some Kool-Aid, you know, or some soda pop. So we have a group here. We have Arch, we have Bill, we have Hunter. Who else is here? Hunter, Bill, and Archie. And I think that's it. Is everyone having a good day today? So again, I guess have you seen coconut crabs? Coconut crabs are very big. I bet you they'd make a really good meal. Coconut crabs. They say they eat anything and everything. Squid also, like Captain Nemo, 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea. That used to be a Disney ride. It was a movie called 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and it was about a giant squid. And they had to shock the squid. I guess it is getting pretty late here all of a sudden. I'm going to have to start cooking dinner or supper. I guess I call it supper. I'll have to listen to more people talk so I can mimic their voices for your entertainment. And well, we did this for about an hour. Got two people joining today. I think my medication is starting to kick in. I have to take my medication and then wait an hour before I can eat anything. And I think it's been more than an hour. It's funny how my schedule is based on when I eat. It's all about feeding time. So Saturday, I think I'll have to do something fun today. Search up the peacock. Search up the peacock. It will change your life. Peacocks have really nice plumage. They have an interesting call too. Have you heard of the lyrebird? Lyrebirds are really fascinating. They can make the sound of anything. One person was playing a song and a lyrebird repeated it, and all the other lyrebirds, they repeated that same song. So when you go into the words, you can hear that guy's song. I guess he was playing an instrument, and the lyrebird was mimicking the sound of the instrument. And that's pretty interesting. A lyrebird listens to your song and records it, plays it again. They can make the sound of, there was one that was doing an R2-D2 sound. They can make the sound of a car alarm. The lyrebird. It's a little gray bird that has like a pointy beak. Yes, I've seen those. Those are pretty. They're very pretty to see. There's one that puts like a plumage. It looks like it does a fan. There's a spider that puts up a fan when it's wanting to mate. Also, those little leaping spiders, jumping spiders. Have you ever seen Eight-Legged Freaks? There's a movie called Eight-Legged Freaks about some radioactive substance that causes spiders to grow to an enormous size. They had jumping spiders in that movie too. So guys were on motorcycles, and the jumping spiders were catching them as they were trying to ride away. That's one thing that always got me when I was a kid was giant spiders. They had some like that when I was growing up. Movies about giant spiders. I have. John Goodman played the exterminator. There was lots of spiders in that movie. I think I'm going to have to end this stream. I hear my family coming in. I've got to join my family. Spend time with the fam. Maybe I'll have some fish tonight. I can put it into the pan and fry it up. I guess cooking without oil is very healthy. So I guess I'll have to end this show so that I can go have a bite to eat. And thank you all for joining me. And I think tomorrow I'll do another one. Try to do like a daily show maybe. Unless I get really busy like I did yesterday. So thank you all and have a great day. Bye. Have a good day. So you're into spiders. See you later. Thank you for hanging on so long. Good day.